So next one is Spring Lakes, but not the War Room version one. We will be playing in versus mode versus the AI. The permanent range setting is kept, just so horseback units are nerfed.
But I've opted to play as Percival despite that, because I still think that the Social Knight and Paladins are going to be good on this map. They're going to be slowed down on the plains tiles, but they move freely over shoals.
Yeah, that was my intended playstyle for this map. Percival is one of the enemies, if I recall correctly. And the other change is that each property now provides 1,500 funds instead.
That means we can get knights from all of our bases.
And I thought
You maybe want
about
to rush
not
the
swapping
middle part?
this time. I will try to. Just enough funds for that.
So who do you think we should focus on first?
Well, Zephyr is a bit difficult to take down, so I would concentrate on him instead.
I agree.
He has more defense and strong counterattacks. And Gonzalez, on the other hand, is like Grim on steroids. Let's just call it that.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's similar to Advanced Wars 1 Max, but without the penalty on indirects.
Right, so got a knight. So I don't really want to get a fighter because Percival has bad fighters, so I'll leave that guy to you. And then down here, he's got a fighter of his own, so we'll get a rogue from here. Should we get the Social Knight here and then rogue from there? That makes sense. And the rest of our money, could get a sister and go for the middle as well, but you're going to get that, so I'll leave that to you. I think we'll just get another knight or two then.
As can be seen here, horse units are quite nerfed. Was this map challenging to play in the war room?
This one, I remember you had to dodge a lot of enemy ranges because you're being attacked from all sides, but it wasn't too hard because in the war room version of this map, the enemies are all fighting against each other as well, so the enemy kind of wears each other out before you can fight all three of them, and as well as that, there's times when the enemy's going to be using their power and wasting it, not attacking you because you've got enemy units to fight as well. You can kind of bait them into going for the enemy instead of you.
Meanwhile, I'm thinking about the rogue's movement, because if I set it to 6 and configured many of the units to be evasive, then the AI would stay out of its movement range with most of the major units because they have 5 movement, so it might not be a good idea to give the rogue 6 movement after all.
Yeah, it might be a bit much. Those guys can camp up there, and then you've bought the Social Knight, so you're not buying fighters with Percy, but his Corsairs are still decent. And then with our income, I can get a Paladin next turn as well. Everyone's moved, yep.
And the Greece side is by default the red side on this map. But this geometry is skewed towards red, so I ended up swapping green and red to make it somewhat different. Because yellow is the closest to the base. I
Okay,
didn't
that
even
Ammonite is coming.
prioritize the center.
Yeah, this Ammonite is coming my way, so I'm gonna have to get something that can deal with that. I was planning on buying a Paladin this turn, but Knight came my way instead. I think we'll hold off on sending these guys down for now then. But this guy ready to attack the Knight.
I think Percival's AI buys mages to make up for this.
Hmm. Right, we'll send you this way then.
I like this theme though.
Yeah, this is the basic theme of FE6. You hear it for most of the game. It starts off in the early game, you then go to the Western Isles and you hear different music, but then I think you also hear this in some of the late game maps as well. Like when you first get to Burn, you hear the other theme, but there's a few maps where you hear this one as well. I think it's a bit overused, but I still like this track, yeah.
It's even on the map where Percival joins you. And in your experience, how long does it take to play a Fire Emblem 6 map? And I don't mean those impossibly large ones where you move units for 5 turns straight with nothing happening. I mean the basic maps. Could those take a lot of time as well?
Individual maps, I think FE6 does a decent job of not dragging maps out. Like there's a few ones that go on for well too long, like the one where you go to Ostia Castle, you have to go up and then swirl your way all around the map. So it takes way too long for my liking. But most of the maps in FE6 are not too bad. Like, I think my preferred ones are the West Isles ones. They don't overstay their welcome. And they're decently challenging for that point of the game as well.
Yeah, those are my favorite maps as well. But some of them do force your hand, and if you didn't develop the right units, then you can't meet one of the deadlines, if I recall correctly.
Right, we can get a paladin regardless of what we buy then, because we have the income now. So we'll get social knight and one more knight.
I think especially the Echidna map is a bit too tight.
Yeah, I like that map, but there's a lot going on in that map, so it can be overwhelming, I find. Oh, we've got the pallet bug.
It's just fighters and armor knights.
Well, we do have plenty of fighters of our own. Okay, they've got paladin of their own, so definitely want to build my own one now. Okay, that actually went in. I'm surprised by that. I guess it saw a favourable trade because it landed on 8 HP, whereas my Corsair was brought down to 7, so it wasn't too bad for the AI, because Zephyr does have very tanky units. This Paladin doesn't cover because of the rain, no. Okay. We would need to keep our knight safe from this guy.
There's that first map in Fire Emblem 6 where you have to use your mercenary, and it's a big mountain map with a gate, so you have to go around. I think that's where you first hear about the Church of Elimine or something like that. Do you know which one I'm talking about from this?
The one with the gate? Yes.
I recall playing that map first on hard mode, and the spam of brigands from the forts was ridiculous. I didn't know I had to always block those. That map was quite not difficult,
that one
but terrible.
It's not very long, or it's not really that challenging, but the amount of spam the enemy has with the brigands, as you said, does get a bit tiresome.
A lot of gambling there. I never ended up beating the game on hard mode. At one point I got bored and cheated with save states to maximize my units on the arena, and then just lost interest. It was on that Fog of War map in the middle of the game, where before that is the map where you have to keep promoted armor knight alive just so you can unlock a secret chapter. And then
General Douglas, yeah.
And then there's that Fog of War map with the hidden, I don't know what is hidden in the woods there, but the south part has that arena. I don't think it has hidden Mamkutis, but something else in the woods, which makes it unfair.
Yeah, FE6 does have its nasty little tricks like that. Right, I think we'll just send these guys over here now.
Some maps in that game are quite fun and some are just borderline unfair. It's a very mixed bag.
Right. We were planning on killing Zephyr first, but with all these Armor Knights, I've not really got much of anything that can deal with these, so I might just leave him to you, and then I'll go for Gonzalez. How does that sound?
It could work out.
Anyway, I definitely need a Paladin, because he's got his own one coming this way. And then I guess another Rogue, because I'm going to lose mine in a second.
And it's maps like these where you can't just rush in. And I want to get a bishop now.
He's splitting his forces up for both you and me, so in the longer run that will help us, because then I could just distract these two Armor Knights and you can just clean up the stragglers over here. But we do need to get these guys out of here.
The 5 movement armor knights are quite strong.
Right, we will back up then with these guys, because they have too much units here for us to take on right now. This has 8 moves, so this is what? 2, 4... Okay, so it can't go much further than here.
You might be in trouble.
I'll be fine. Because now what we can do is we can also get a bishop. Right. Pull this back to keep it alive. You can get out of range of the Corsair, yes. And then as long as something stands here, then you're not going to hit my bishop as well. Right, so got plenty of units to counter-attack next turn. I will send this guy over here, maybe not in range of the enemy armor knight. Don't want to get in it first. And then I'll just buy the rogue. We do have 2 fighters coming. They're probably going to be going this way now. So in that case, I think another social knight will work. Right, and we nearly have our power.
I won't try to go for these, they're too far away.
Yeah, you can't really hold them.
This is nasty.
But the enemy takes bait always, so it doesn't matter because they'll just move forward. Then you can kill the hunter on the following turn.
I think this will move first. I'm forced to do this.
Oh, yeah, because otherwise the knight will die. Then the fighter will get an attack on the village. Okay. The paladin is in range of the bishop, I believe, so we've got a counter for him.
Everyone is buying bishops.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to be pushing towards Zephiel anymore. There's a hero coming our way as well, so I'll let you handle him. Right, and the rogue can still hit you, so that's fine, that works out well. Right.
Is 65 a good value?
What, for indirects?
For
Or the
counters? Or should it be 75?
I think 75 is a bit much, because at that point the unit is pretty much useless, so 65 does still put a nice chunk of damage onto a unit, and then a weaker unit can follow up and kill it. So I wouldn't go too crazy with 75, because you've also got to consider when a CO has stronger units, they might also be able to one-shot, because when you get into the 70 range, if you have like 20 more % attack power, the extra 7, 14, you know, it just start to add up, and then with luck damage you do have the potential to one-shot, so I would go for 65 for counters. We do have a knight here, so maybe this is not the best idea. An armor knight. We'll just kill off this corsair then. There's nothing can reach you from here. Yep, so that's fine. This guy's finished capping up here.
That hero is funny.
This one. Yeah. I think it's got the city inventory guarding AI because it seems to be going over this way. So I will leave it to its business over there. Meanwhile, all the infantry over here.
That's what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think you bought too many infantry.
Possibly. Right, I will pull these guys back then because there's no way I'm fighting that hero.
And there on that animation you can see I forgot to remove one of the background colors.
Oh yeah, the little stray pixels. Yeah.
Sometimes it happens. Or the graphics program made that error.
Mm-hmm. I mean, most people probably wouldn't even notice that. Can we get you away? No, so you can go there. Right, get you there then. Right, what are you building? Bishop? Okay, I'm not too scared of that because the AI is not great at defending its indirects. We'll just get another paladin then. Maybe hero even. There, because we've got one paladin already. And do need something for these axe units. Get you out of there. Yeah, I will have this guy over here because then the paladin will probably kill him instead of one of our healthy knights. Right, pass it over to you then.
Well, that's quite an overextension. Soon I will need to fight Red as well.
Yeah, he's making his way over to the right side now, which is good for me. because then I can just swoop in on his base.
That's quite a spam.
Right, so you moved into range of the bishop, thank you very much. What does this do? Okay, we'll use those two then for the armor. We have a rogue, but it's not in range to help out just yet. So how much does this do? What's the hero? I think that's probably a better idea, and then have the bishop shoot the fighter. We have that guy as well, but he's not in range. Right, and then Percy's power is 2 move and extra firepower for our cavalry units.
And also ignores the weather.
True, yep, so that will be quite helpful on this map.
That's why he's one of the enemies on a permanent rain map.
And speaking of powers, Zephyl doesn't have his yet, but Gonzalez is about to get his. And his is just a firepower boost, I believe. Oh, he also boosts movement.
Its address was 1 max firepower boost.
Yeah, well, that will be something we need to be careful of then.
And I believe it used to be 2 movement, not just 1.
You know, I'm not going to kill this Armor Knight. I don't want him building one down here, so I will leave that alive.
You could get rid of that paladin.
Yeah, I'm going to kill the Paladin for sure. I think should be in range, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we can have this go round, finish this off.
And somehow I remembered Advance Wars of Alpha Seal, who has that power of boosting units if they are unique. So the more you have of one unit type, the worse the firepower boost it will be.
Oh, that's the first CO you unlock, I think. I think it's John is his name.
Yes, that one. I like that idea.
I think the firepower boost you get from having one of each type of unit wasn't big enough to make him work all that well, but the idea was cool, yeah.
Most of those CEOs are quite gimmicky, but he was one of those more reliable CEOs. Many of them are underwhelming power-wise, so I think by comparison he is still good in that game.
I think in that hack as well, there's a few COs that are just direct copies of regular Advanced War COs with maybe like 1 or 2 slight changes. Like there's a Green Earth CO, I think his name's Condor, he's basically just Eagle. And I always thought, what was the point in making all these other COs so unique and then having one that's just a direct copy of a regular Advanced War CO? It seems like a bit of a wasted opportunity, but that's just me.
Perhaps
Anyway.
Ephraim ran out of ideas by then.
Yeah, possibly. So there's
I just
3 axe
wanted
units.
to change the basic ideas.
Yeah, so we'll get the hero now. These axe units.
I mean, he showed me the script for his review of Fire Emblem Wars, and his critique for the Leon CO was that I just made a hack. He rewrote it for the final video.
I mean, there's only so much you can do in the GBA games. Even with ROM hacking, you're quite restricted on implementing new abilities. There have been quite some interesting additions in ROM hacks that introduce new mechanics that we don't see in even the DS Advance Wars games. So there is definitely some potential for the hacks to make interesting and cool new COs, but whether you can actually know how to do that is another question.
But overall, I like that mod.
Yeah, Advance Wars Alpha, and I think what was the other one that Ephraim made? Andy's Adventure. I like both of those hacks. And honestly, most of the hacks that get made have been quite decent. They seem to be fairly interesting because they both increase the amount of units you have on offer. Like, they introduce new types of units, they have completely custom campaigns, slightly altered COs, and some new COs as well. So Advance Wars ROM hacks are pretty high quality, at least compared to other ROM hacks of other games that I've noticed, at least.
I'm not sure about the campaign hacks though.
I mean, there's good maps and bad maps in the campaigns for all of the ones that I've played, for sure. But I think it's still interesting that the developers tried to implement a story and have a decently sized campaign.
I didn't like that story mod, personally. Not because of the story itself, although I did find it a bit too stretched out, too lengthy compared to what an Advance Wars game is. My main problem with it was the balance. The mega units for ground, naval and ground or air were a bit too much. Like having to attack a unit with 4 units of your own to be able to defeat it was double-edged, because then I could just spam that unit and win, because the AI wouldn't be able to do anything about it.
Yeah, I think they introduced a new unit that was like a super fighter unit, and it was just impossible to kill. And then the boat unit, the Dreadnought, I think it was, again, just incredibly hard to kill, and it does so much damage, so it's a very painful unit to fight.
And the Neo Tank modification.
Yeah, I think it's slightly more resistant to indirects, so you have a real tough time killing it with them. And then you don't really want to take attacks with medium tanks against the Neo tanks in that game, because they also got nerfed. Right, he can go in this turn, but then he's going to get his power, so he might just hold off. And then maybe go in the following turn, because then we'll have the bishop backing us up, and hero as well.
There's a lot of units up there.
Yeah, but they are going this way, so you might be able to just rush in and take his HQ as well if he continues going this way, which I think he will do, because the cities over here are closer to the bases than these ones, so the AI and the units that are guarding the infantry should all go this way. Well, I don't want to give him too much power, so what we'll do is just have the Paladin attack from here then.
And if this map does take too long to beat, we can always just finish it the next time.
True.
As I said, it's not one of those maps where you can just rush in. You have to position and play defensively to slowly push forward.
Right, we have plenty of infantry for walling though.
I mean, it's not a difficult one, but you have to take your time. And I think that's why I set it as one of the late game maps.
Hero can move up here. Then the Corsairs can follow behind. Get this guy out of the way. Although if we're using our power next turn, might want it there, because then it can reach maybe some units that are here. Yeah, we'll have him there. Don't give the enemy the forest.
And
you
were
can
you...
go there.
I'm sorry. So, were you able to make out the damage chart I sent over to you? Because there was a lot of information there, and I think it took me like 3 hours to make it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a complicated one, but I did notice some of the changes, and it looked fairly good from what I saw.
I used a lot of 65 damage values for counter units.
Yeah, and as I said before, that's what I would prefer for a counter unit, because then you don't run the risk of strong COs just blasting away units with a single power. Then go on, sorry.
My current plan is to differentiate the sword units from other units. Is that other units will only use the primary weapon for what they are good against, but these weapons will have very low ammo charges. So you would need to have sisters to resupply them. And because sword units aren't that distinct, I came up with the idea of making their primary weapon have a lot of ammo, like 5 or 6. To differentiate them, because otherwise he would still just resort to fighters. That's my current plan.
Yeah, there's not many units that actually do consider the maximum unit count, ammo count on units. So having actual consideration for that when you're designing units is probably more thought than the actual developers of Advance Wars put into the game.
And the problem with having many different units is that at some point there will be too many, and they will be redundant. I can repair both of these. I want to get these flank cities first. Something like this. There's a lot of shuffling going on at this point.
That should work because the enemy Armor Knight will probably go in and attack your own Armor Knight. Then you've got the counter with the fighters. I'm not sure if the enemy fighters are going to go in. But we'll see.
And I wouldn't have a CO with 130%, because it's just ridiculous seeing what Gonzalez does here.
Right, he did buy a hero, but we've got 2 paladins coming and 1 already on the front lines.
By the way, do you know that in Chrono Trigger they renamed the robot from Gonzalez to Gato?
Well, in the Japanese version, he's called Gato because I've seen the anime, and he sings a song where he says, "I am Gato, beat me up for silver points" or something like that. So they renamed him Gonzalez in the English version. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, it's Gato in the English version as well.
Oh, is it? Yeah, sorry, it's the other way around, isn't it?
I just looked at the soundtrack and it's there. It's called Gonzalez's theme.
Yeah.
It's just a funny bit of trivia.
I haven't played Chrono Trigger in such a long time, but yeah, that's how it works. It's the other way around. Right, so he's going to get his power, and then I think all of his movement is boosted by 1. Yeah. So,
that includes capture units as well.
So we want to be careful. We can use our bishop to kill this Corsair then, and then we're out of range of the hero. You can't reach as well. Should be fine. Right, I'm probably going to get a sister as well, just so we can get all these infantry across the shoals faster.
The white horse's head is a bit ugly as well. With the front sprite when they're moving.
Yeah, slightly.
I think I will fix them up as well.
Because it's supposed to be like armor on the front of the horse, but it's a bit hard to make out on the sprite, yeah. Right, well we can't put anything any closer than this. Nothing else can go on that forest, so you'll go there instead. Right, you're not getting 2 moves, so you can move here at least.
And what do people like in Dual Strike? I never understood that.
I'm not entirely sure, because that's not my favourite game either. It's the one that I'm definitely the least familiar with. I think the unit balance was a decent idea, at least for the naval units, because in the earlier games, God knows that the naval units are way too expensive and they don't do their jobs properly. So that was one nice change with Days of Ruin, I can say, for sure.
Yeah, but in Dual Strike the new units are not incorporated into the campaign. They are all lab units basically. And as a result you never face them.
Right.
So that was a miss there.
Yeah. Right, if we put this right here, we can bait the hero in, I think. Do we have enough power built on Gonzalez? Yes, we do. So what we'll do then is we will kill this Corsair, and this should go up maybe first, or this fire. I'm not too sure which one will move, but either way, we're baiting a unit in.
And something about the new antagonists and all the new CEOs was a bit weird as well. I think they're quite cheesy, or I don't really know how to put it. The overall vibe is much different than in the previous games.
Yeah, I like the enemy COs in the GBA games, but not a huge fan of the ones in the DS games. Right, these guys should stay around a few more turns while these are being captured, so you can still focus on Gonzalez for now, and then maybe get like a bishop to take out these armors and the hero.
And Hawk only got one map, that's Snow Hunters.
Yeah.
That was very weird. I think they didn't want to put such a strong CO on more maps. The overall game was easy anyways.
Just be careful because he's going to get an extra point of move.
Now it's a weird yellow color instead of that greenish.
It seems to take the primary color from one of the other COs. And then the tone it uses for the skin is just some weird grey color. I'm not sure where it's pulling that from.
That could be problematic.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why I miscalculated that one.
It's fine.
But
It's only
covered.
5 HP. Okay, that bait worked. that one as well. He's getting close to his power as well, so he's going to be quite tough to get rid of when he uses that. Hopefully he sends all of his units over to my side, and then you can just sneak through and get his HQ.
And even that bishop went away.
Right, don't think I need to use my power just yet. Right, we've got plenty of paladins to get rid of you. Don't want to pull this guy back. Right, I want the bishop to refuel, well, restock the ammo of this paladin because it has only got one left. So we'll put the bishop here then. It can reach. No, it can't, so it's got to go there then. Don't need to do that. We can just have you kill off the hero, because at this point his power is going to remove his range, and then should be good to stay there. Don't mind him building more heroes because we've got plenty of paladins to counter them. Right, and then if our heroes take the forts, I think that's fine. Right, over here we do need something to get rid of the fighter and these armors. So I've not built any fighters yet with Percival, but even with the reduced 20% attack, would a fighter do more damage to an armor than a Corsair, would you say?
The base damage is at 85. So reduce that by 20% and then reduce it by the defense value.
Yeah, so Corsairs are still the way then.
It's around 40-ish.
Yeah. I'm also considering just buying another bishop up here in preparation for the enemy hero.
That could always work. Yeah, it's a very grindy map.
Yeah, it takes quite a while to break through in a safe way, because the rain does slow your units down, as well as these shoals. So it's tricky to find a way to break through that's also safe. Right, and you're losing 1 point of movement, so you can not move up, never mind. But you can go there instead. And you can go here. Right, over here then, build a bishop. He can go there, even if we build something here. So what we're going to have to do then is build a Corsair and a Knight just to block him off. Okay, no, you're not in minimum range anymore.
In the end, I liked that these units worked together. You aren't just spamming the same one.
Yeah, the unit balance in this game is quite good, I find. The fact that units counter each other, but they're also not overpowered to the point where one unit can just take on the whole army by itself, with maybe the exception of the Red Dragon, which is a bit overtuned, but most of the units are well balanced, I would say.
Yeah. I think I can remedy that. This will keep the bishop away.
Yeah, that's good. They are coming our way but not attacking us, so I'm definitely going to be using my power next turn then. And luckily, Zephiel's used his turn, power on a turn where we're not fighting him too much, so it's nice for us as well. Right, so let's have a look. So Percy's power +2, so 8.
And that's 10 flying movement.
Yep. So yeah, I'm definitely going in because then we can kill this hero.
The names are a bit bad.
Yeah, I was going to say the CO names, Heroes names, some of them make sense, but Heaven Gallop, Prime Tactics is literally just lashes. Time Resolve kind of makes sense, so does Berserk Strike, but some of them are a little weird, I will admit.
The generic anime names.
Yeah.
It's not the best naming.
Right, we can get both of our paladins in range now. This guy can reach this fighter as well. Next dangerous unit we want to deal with, got a Social Knight, the Rogue. And then we've got a Paladin, the hero. Right, well we're cleaning up Gonzalez pretty good. If we can kill that Social Knight, I will do, and we can do. So we'll have the Paladin go and kill the enemy's hero then. Because this is not Social Knight's sister, so we don't care about that. Right, you can then kill you. You can go from here. I think I should just start blocking forts. What do you say?
Yes. We already won here.
Mm-hmm. Right, then we did buy a sister, so transport.
That's a lot
units
of movement.
I know, yeah, I've never seen him APC move this far before.
Next turn you can even start capturing.
Mm-hmm. I'll put that there, put it here instead. Okay, that can't wrap around. So we can have that there. Right, I think we're done with Gonzalez, so I'll focus my attention up here now. And then what else should we get here? Because they are going to come our way now. So I guess Paladin for the heroes. So might scare this bishop away. And then just another Corsair, because he's got some armor knights as well. Yeah, that works. Right, these guys can go back as we're done with Gonzalez. he really is just letting you walk up on his base, so that works out well for us.
These are too slow to reach in 2 turns.
I mean, honestly, I might just leave the Armor Knight, or maybe the sister in range of the bishop, if you can put it there, just to keep it occupied.
I
So otherwise
wanted
it's going to go into
do this
invasive AR.
instead.
Okay, that works, yeah, because then you can just retaliate next turn. And you'll get healed up as well.
So this means I don't even need to fight this.
Yeah, you can just pull back and focus on getting Zephyr. That was a good roll.
That's the only problematic unit there. And it's not even guarded.
Right, so Roy's power also lets him ignore weather, doesn't it?
No, he only gets the
Does it not?
double terrain.
Oh, yeah, so it's called Rain Tactics or Prime Tactics, but it doesn't share the same properties of ignoring rain.
I nerfed it a bit. I think it would have been too much. And that just works.
I wouldn't put that guy in range of the bishop, yeah. Well, if he's going to keep spamming Armor Knights, yeah, just keep getting fighters or
Heroes.
heroes work as well, yeah.
I want another bishop just for control. I still haven't lost a single unit yet.
Or Gonzalez resourcing to mech spam, building those rogues. Oh, it lived. Right, so Gonzalez does have his power, but he's about to die, so don't care about that. Still one shots. This plus the hero should kill. Yep. And you start capping. Right, HQ cap is secured. Everyone else can move back to defend the base now. Because there's a lot of units coming our way. Right, can you shoot anything? Not yet. Right, anything that gets built from here is going to be under attack from a hero, so got to be careful about that. What we can do though is bait the hero into going for this 1 HP knight. Bishop can go there. And don't really want a knight killer attacking our paladin, so we'll definitely move him back. Right, all these are going to be our properties anyway, so there's no point capping these because we're taking his HQ. So everyone just go back to base.
A lot of useless knights.
Yeah. Right, so you can hit this tile, so have the paladin sit there. Hold on. The Night Killer can still attack there. Okay, what we'll do then is have you go there. You can go there. And then we can get a hero, or I think a bishop is probably going to be better, honestly. And then we can just let you capture that for now. Got plenty of units to kill you on the following turn.
And this is why I wanted to nerf the bishops. They dominate this type of map too much. Do rockets dominate weather maps as well? I think they do.
Rockets can be quite oppressive, in certain maps at least, where the terrain allows them to. But I think they're just too slow. Tires are really bad in Advanced Wars, so they do have quite a heavy restriction. They're really good on defense, but in most maps you can't just sit around and defend your HQ. You have to actually go and attack the enemy, so I find that rockets are not too overpowered.
Yeah, I think it's their movement and range combined.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I got to use the mage.
There's a first time for everything. You just have quite a few fighters as well though, so that Armor Knight's not going to be doing too much.
This was my plan.
Ah, yes, that works.
I have now 70% defense here. And this locks most of the bases. I will try to bait something here. Because the bishop is bound to attack these, I think. Or it could go for this if my defense is too much.
Either's fine. Because you still have Catras on the top right side of the map, so if the knight gets damaged, it's not a big loss.
It can even attack here. Yeah, I will do this. And then just get a replacement sister.
That works.
That one hurt.
Mm.
And the first unit I lost.
He has extended quite far though, and the mage is in range to the armor knight as well, so you can also shoot the one on his HQ, well, at the base with the bishop as well, so
And the mage can attack that armor knight again. It's a useful mage. I made it work.
Yeah. Right, capture Gonzalez HQ.
It's like playing Advanced Wars on hard mode. You play as Max and you have to make use of your artillery. Your double artillery.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with the max missions in Advanced Wars 1, but they give you so many indirects. It's like 3 or 4 missions where you actually have rockets and artillery. It's a very strange decision.
They want you to use max artillery.
Right, so you're going to shoot...
Because it's a test of skill. And if you're a master, you know how to use max artillery.
Yeah, actually hitting something at 2 range is not as easy as it seems. Although the AI is pretty stupid, so you can just bait it in with the APCs and then have the artillery shoot from behind. Right, if we get rid of this guy, you can go and hit the hero.
I think APCs get that 1.5% modifier as well. Because they don't have one attack range. So they are in the same group as indirects. Seven.
Right, what do we want to build here then? We do have a hero, but we've got a paladin.
More paladins could work.
Yeah, I mean I'm playing Percival after all, so may as well play to his strengths. Also get a social knight as well, because we do have some stragglers hunters around as well. And then hopefully we can get our power, but it might be a bit of a stretch.
Do you like the Fire Emblem 3, by the way?
Yeah, I like Fire Emblem 3. It's a bit on the easy side, I find, but it's not a bad game.
it's a bit lengthy as well.
Yeah, especially if you want to play through book 1 and book 2.
The book 1 maps easily become cleanup phase. I think that's their weakness.
Mm. So you can't shoot anyone, nor can you. You're probably going to kill this guy. You are going to hit my paladin, but we do have a backup. And these guys can make their way up here as well.
And you can see that I adjusted the prices to 1000 income. At this point you're just spamming the best units possible.
Yeah, I mean I did capture Kartal's HQ, so I am going to be making a ton of money now. But yes, the extra income is quite nice.
I feel just like spamming fighters and armor knights.
Well, it works for him because they're so hard to kill. That covers.
Income is still quite much.
Mm-hmm.
I have to retreat.
Yeah, you can't really stick around here. It's got too much firepower.
I think I can do this.
If the bishop shoots the enemy fighter, then your fighters won't get hurt too much.
This will die now.
Yeah, can't do much about that though. And he's got to stay there because otherwise the bishop. Oh yeah, that works as well.
Maybe it will pull back here.
Yeah, I think that's better actually because then it blocks a base, so one less unit to deal with.
And the most creative build ever. Creative. We're at the 1.5 hour mark now. Do you still have enough time to finish this?
Yeah, I should have enough time. because we dealt with Gonzalez. It might be a bit of a tricky rest of the map getting through Zephyr's defences, but I think we've got what it takes to get rid of him in a few turns.
Oof. I had
that's what I was worrying about.
I was worried it would come to this.
I mean, he didn't build a lot, so
Just
he could
a
potentially
bishop.
start blocking his bases. Right, it's about time I started making my way to him as well. This defense is nasty. What's it go up to when he powers? About 30%.
His Kambe.
Yeah. Plus the extra 10 from the CO power. It's quite nasty.
I thought you would pronounce that as nasty, not nasty. I mean, I
No,
heard
I'm
you.
not posh.
Sorry.
I don't say nasty, I say nasty.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I think I heard something like this in the Harry Potter game. A Harry Potter game. Because that's British. And hearing you say nasty got me thinking about Harry Potter, and now I want to ask you whether you will watch the Harry Potter series this December. That's
I
a
might
weird
do.
thought train there, sorry.
Yeah, a bit of a random thought to be having at this point in time, but yes, I might watch it because I watched the movies as a kid, so I do have some nostalgia for it.
I mean, I have a sinking feeling it won't be good, but I will give it a chance. The media thing they pulled with the trailer was quite strange. The movie or the series isn't even out yet, and they released a making of video as well.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Okay, I like the first 3 books of Harry Potter. I lost interest at the last one, but I didn't like the 4th book either. When Ron and Harry are always fighting.
Right, I'll build these, because there's no point building paladins against what he's spamming.
He's quite a spammy seal.
Leave that guy there, can't be bothered to move him. Right. We're nearly done.
I lost 3 units last turn.
Oh, he's got a bishop as well. Yeah, might be time to back off.
But nothing to counter these.
Yeah, Ned, then I'll see what he's got left. It's really only the one fighter that can threaten your own fighters, so if you kill off that 7 HP fighter and save the bishop from being attacked, I think you can stay around.
I think I still have to move this out of the way.
Yeah, you got to move him away to kill the actual 7 HP fighter. But you don't need to do a full retreat.
I think I do if I don't want to lose units.
Yeah, the bishop's definitely a threat, so I wouldn't have him go in and get killed. Because you do need plenty of units to kill these armor knights, so making damage unnecessarily on fighters is not a good idea. Poor mage is going to take a hit, but nothing you can do there.
I might lose it. But now I have even more bishops.
Is that armor knight in range of your bishop? Left one.
It is.
Yes. He's got that +1 move, remember? You have to be careful about that.
But I still have this.
I mean, he's overextending, so it's not all bad.
Well, we have nothing to worry about now.
Yeah, those are some pathetic builds. Okay, I may as well use my para and then just get these units over here as fast as possible then.
Well, you can do it next turn to clear the bases if he keeps spamming rogues.
That might work as well, yeah. Okay, I'll hold off.
And the good news is I'm still within the 10% technique range.
How many units did I lose? Oof, 9. Not good. But I have so many bases I could probably recover at this point. But it's not a war room map, so I won't even bother spamming units. send you back because you're a liability at this point.
I think Bishop shouldn't be able to resupply in the next build.
Save that for the sister. Yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't build a sister at all.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I built a mage. Are you happy?
No. The flying horses.
Not quite as good as Sturm's Corsairs, but pretty good.
I like Tash's powers, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one as a day-to-day, just getting potentially even 20 to 30% firepower just for sitting on terrain, which you want to be doing anyway to take less damage, so it's fairly intuitive. Well, those guys out of the way. Start making a move on the HQ.
Because without this power I wouldn't be able to just smash everything.
The hunter can go just one north of your Corsair in the forests, and nothing can hit it, and it can lock one of the bases.
Where do you mean? Here?
So your hunter there, yeah. Right, so probably just going to rout him before we take his HQ.
And that's
There is
it.
that hunter at the top right there, so
And this one is elusive.
yeah, it might be hard to kill.
That's why I bought all those units, just to move in on that. But now you can destroy many units.
Right, so you're going to kill this guy, then I can easily kill most of the other ones.
That's Eagle's sound effect.
Right, you are running away as well, but we can get you as well. Right, we'll focus on these units first, so do have quite the reach with this.
I think you can even attack that.
The Armor Knight. Yeah, because then you can finish it off on your turn.
Yes.
Shame I can't one-shot that rogue, so did I kill this fighter?
I can get rid of it with my own units.
Yeah, you've got plenty of units to get rid of him, so I'll focus on the Armor Knight then.
I still have that rogue from the very beginning.
Mhm.
I don't know why people didn't think that rogue is a counter to fighters. I'm using it as a counter. But maybe it's not as intuitive.
People just don't like getting their captures injured.
That should work.
Oh look, the mage got to fire.
I think both the rogue and the mercenary should have 5 movement. And I think both the fighter and the rogue should have just 2 ammunition. Or perhaps the fighter could have 3.
Because what ammo do they have right now?
I mean, they use the hammer for
7
many
hammer usage
units.
is quite a lot, yeah.
But if you can only use it against the armor knights and some of the heavier units, then 2 shots alone would make it, or would suffice.
Mm-hmm.
And that way there would be common ground, so you would have to keep both your rogue and your fighter supplied, and that would nerf them.
Right, that's all the units I can be bothered with moving.
You just need an armor knight.
I'll just build some knights so I can say that I attempted to repair my technique score. May as well move these guys as well. But these guys are way too far behind for it to be of any use. And then everyone has moved.
That's a lot of units built.
It always seems to be that way on 4-player maps.
I won't be able to reach.
Yeah, can't move. And be him next turn because the arrow's gonna run out. Can your top right hero get into range of him though, to keep him where he is?
We will see. It can't reach.
Can't reach, but I would still do that just so he doesn't run away. That's quite the damage.
It's boosted by 60%.
Yeah, I know.
I even had this just to clear that fighter. There's not much I can do now.
Nope, it's really just the hunter that's running away that we've got to kill.
And I repaired my own technique, just because.
Thankfully we've taken most of his bases before he used his super, because otherwise we would not have been able to break through this turn.
That did nothing.
I know, yeah. Because I think in this hack, didn't you even nerf mountains? Yeah, the 3-star instead of 4, yeah.
I nerfed them
didn't.
specifically because of Roy. Well, you can move in with your paladin at least on that hunter.
Right, these guys aren't going to be in range, but you can hit the armor from there, so do that.
You don't really have to do anything now.
Yeah, might as well just use the heroes to guarantee the kill. You can just go and block.
And
How many
that's
units
it.
did I lose?
9.
9, okay. I know you hate this kind of thing, spamming units to repair technique. And I know we're not doing the war room, but looks better. Oh, there's the 50 unit cap. Can we combine any units? Yes, we can.
That's why I came up with the penalty. It's similar to Days of Ruins.
Yeah, but I don't like how Days of Ruin does its technique score. And even the power and speed scores are weird in that game because you can go above 100. So,
Yep.
I just find it very obtuse.
It's not the best idea. Especially the power scoring.
Alright, so what we got? Okay, we're good.
Oh, we even won today.
Nice.
That was 17 turns. And we can apparently be proud.
Not bad.
How did you like this map?
Yeah, I think the COs we picked definitely helped. If we had picked some of the COs, it would have been a bit of a slog, especially getting through Zephyr's defenses, but not bad. I do like that map.
I just like playing as Lash. Otherwise, Roy isn't one of the strongest COs.
Having a cheaper power than Lash is definitely a nice boost for Roy as well, because we all know Lash's super is way too expensive.
Yeah, thank you for playing with me today.
No problem, I had fun.
And thanks to everyone who watched this. These get increasingly lengthy, it seems. Goodbye.
See ya.